Let's move on to the serious session now, that is membership retention, led by DTM Rania Abul-Rub. But before I move ahead, I would like to give a brief introduction about our speaker today. It is my honor to introduce our distinguished speaker, DTM Rania Abul-Rub. She is joining us from Amman, Jordan. She is a dedicated Toastmaster since 2005. She brings with her an extraordinary wealth of leadership experience across 3 districts. Her journey of service include key roles such as area governor in District 79, twice division director and district secretary in District 20, as well as public relation manager, club growth director, program quality director, and ultimately district director for District 105 during the 2022-2023 term. Beyond this, her leadership contribution has been immense. DTM Rania has played a pivotal role in shaping the Toastmasters Arabic speaking community. Appointed in 2012 as a official Arabic leader reviewer, she now serves as the official Arabic chief reviewer, a position she has held since January 2023. Currently, she continues to extend her impact globally as a Region 8 advisor, supporting District 20, 105, 116, and 127. Professionally, TTM Rania is a hearing specialist with over 27 years of expertise and have been successfully a business partner since 2009. Please join me in warmly welcoming the inspiring distinguished Toastmaster Rania Abul-Rub. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Pushpa. Am I audible, first of all?
Yes.
All righty. Thank you so much. I mean, Surya has put me on the peak. Now it's hard to get down to the land. Thank you. Thank you so much, Surya, for this inspiring story. And before I proceed, greetings from Jordan. Good evening, fellow friends and members, and welcome to this. I think this is one of the most inspiring, or let's say captivating topics to my heart, because as Surya has mentioned, it's all about our members and building the members' experience, because retention is key. And we always think about it as two sides of a coin, between retention and acquisition, which is more important. And it's always a debatable topic. So thank you so much, District 105 leadership team, for inviting me to address this topic, to the district club growth team, PQD team as well, it's under the TLI chair, and of course, greetings to the district director. So let's get started. Now, all of us here are affiliated with clubs, right? I mean, we've all joined Toastmasters one way or the other. Like Pushpa has mentioned, I've been a member for the past 20 years. Maybe some of you have been a member for longer than that. Maybe joined a few months ago. It doesn't matter. Regardless of what we are, where we are, or what position we have, we're all affiliated with a club. And our impressions always begin and start with how we interact with our club members, right from the moment we enter that first club meeting as prospective members or maybe guests. And this is where our interaction begins, whether to become members, and if we join, if you're going to stay along the journey. So you might ask, why are you a member for 20 years? Or why are you a member for 15 years or 10 years? There must be a secret to that, right? And this is the topic, how we are going to retain our members and enrich your experience. So let me start by sharing my screen, and I need please a thumbs up once you can see my slides. If it's visible to everyone, can I see a thumbs up? Yes, all right. So I took the liberty in changing and tweaking the title a bit. So I call it now Nurturing Members, Igniting Growth, because when you nurture our members in a club environment where we basically serve their needs, we're basically igniting their growth internally by serving their why they joined. And once they're happy and satisfied, they'll be the magnets, they'll be the ambassadors, they'll be the people who will basically bring in more blood to our clubs. So if I ask you here in this crowd, what is the biggest challenge you have as club officers? I assume they have some club officers here in the house. What is one of the biggest challenges you have? Maybe Zoom Master can share some of this up because I cannot see this chat. So what are one of the challenges you have as club officers? Any comments? So I see here membership renewals. Of course, we are in the season. What else? I think everyone is going to agree on membership renewals. So let's stick with that. So let's bring us to the next question. If we are going to ask this debatable topic, retention versus acquisition. So what do you think, in your opinion, what is much more important? Or what is of much more value to your clubs? Keeping a member or adding a new member? So I say retention, that means keeping a member, retention, adding members, both, okay. I didn't say both, but anyway, you can skip with that. So some say both. To some degree, I agree because both are important, but I said, which is of much more value? Retention. And yes, I totally agree. And if you look at this cycle, the reason I picked this circle here, it resembles like a complete circle with all these members, individuals connected. Now, these members could be existing members, it could be new members, you can see it the way you want to see it, right? And all of them are important to the health of the club, to the existence of the club, to the continuity of the club. But as you mentioned, you're truly right, it is retention. Because retention is basically much easier to attain compared to acquire new members. And if you look at now, if you want to Google it, ask Uncle Google. Now we have asked new Uncle ChatGPT. The other day I knew there's also Uncle Claude. So now there are lots of uncles to ask around the globe. But let's stick to Uncle Google. Retention is basically what an organization does in terms of activities, resources to keep its members. All right. So it doesn't apply only to Toastmasters. Any organization, a company, an entity, it needs to retain its members to ensure it's healthy and sustainable, right? And this is a very important point. And as I mentioned earlier, the membership retention does not begin in our example when the member signs and they fill in the application and they produce, and then you see them on the roster. It begins from that moment when they enter that door of your club and build this interaction between them, and of course you as club officers, whoever basically greets them. This defines whether they want to basically join, whether they want to be part of this organization, and for how long they're going to stay for that. And our topic today, how we're going to basically lengthen this affiliation as much as possible through some certain tactics and tools. But sticking to the topic of retention, and this is not my own invention, it is basically based on research, which says that membership retention is much quicker compared to membership acquisition. And in business models, it is basically proven that it is 25 times much more costly, much more expensive to acquire new customers. And when I say expensive, it means money, it means time, it means effort, it means resources. And speaking as a professional myself, because we have also my own business, I can tell you in my own business, for example, it's much easier for us to retain our own patients when we, for example, want to introduce a new technology compared to acquiring new customers because the competition is high, they can go around and roam around. So for us, it's much easier because we have built this connection with our customers, this kind of loyalty, this kind of trust and respect between us as the presenter of the service, because we also in Toastmasters, we provide a service to support our members in achieving their why or what the reason they basically join the organization for. And of course, the customers are our members. And it is a much more sustainable model because the existing members is basically the strength of the club. So these are the key element of a sustainable, healthy club. And the likelihood of converting an existing member, let's say you have some members you had in the past and you want to reinstate them, it's 60 to 70% chance that you are able to be successful. But look at the probability of converting a guest to a new member. It's 5 to 20%. And I can relate as well to that when I was the club's VP membership last year. And we managed to I looked at the records the other day, and we managed to have like 50 plus guests last year. And we managed to convert up to 11 members to add to the members roster. So this is around 15 to 20%. We have maybe good people at math here in the crowd, so they can do the math calculation. So it's around 20, 22%. And for other clubs, it might be less than that. And look at the kind of resources and effort we had to put last year, not only myself, with my team member, the executive committee member, the president, the VPPR, the VP education. It took a lot of effort, and still we managed to convert only 20%. But retaining the members or bringing some existing members, it was much easier. Just give them a call, see what was going on, because they know who we are, what we do, and in a sense, they know the value, what kind of value we offer, compared to a newbie who doesn't know at all what we basically provide and offer to our members. So why retention is important to Toastmasters? Why do you think it's important? Can we have some thoughts on the chat? I gave you some hints. Let's see if you're basically paying attention. Now it's quiet. So why retention is important to us in our clubs? Everyone is focused on renewals. All right. Because, okay, you need a healthy base membership. See, a healthy club is basically dependent on the existing members. Look at the resources you've put over the years in order to train them, to onboard them, to orient them, to mentor them. These are the source of your skills, your expertise, your knowledge over the years. So these are the foundation of your club, the essence. And many times when I was basically the club co-director many years ago, I once had an issue with one of the clubs, and they had a lot of members on the roster. And then one of the members said, but you know that almost 2/3 of them are new members who are going to basically handle the mentoring and the onboarding. And this is a real problem, because when you don't basically enrich the experience of the existing members and do not sustain and retain, then it's going to be an issue for the rest of the members. Because if you have a very good flow of influx of new members and you don't balance it with keeping the existing members, then it can create a sort of unbalance. So this is why retaining your members and retention assessment is very important, because these basically are the source of expertise and skills on which you build the foundation of a strong club. Which brings us to the next question. The membership cycle. I'm sure you've seen this before. We all know this by heart. You get these new members, you do all your campaign, PRs, publicity, you attract them, you acquire them, then you do the whole cycle of onboarding, you build their experience. Then we are now in the cycle of renewal, as we are now in September, right? And this is where it becomes critical. Retention versus attrition. How many are going to stay? How are going to basically leave? And attrition is a normal thing that happens in every club. Some members, they leave because they move to different countries, they want to take a sabbatical, multiple reasons. It doesn't have to be one or so. It doesn't mean that you're doing things wrong, but it's part of the normal process of any normal club within any organization, not only Toastmasters. But the key element here, we want to make sure that the retention rate is higher than the attrition rate, that we need to keep the higher number of members staying in the club compared to the members leaving the club. And this is why we have to keep on this cycle, as I mentioned earlier, a continuous cycle. So the more of these are basically existing members compared to new members, the stronger and the healthier the club is. And it all revolves around one important element, and that is the members' experience. This is our top priority as club officers, as members as well. It's not only on the club officers, it's everyone in the club. Everyone is basically in charge of that, responsible for that, because we all represent the club. It is our family, it's our community, right? So the members' experience is the key priority in elevating the members' experience and also the quality of the club. And I look at the club quality as like this tower. Maybe some of you know what is this. This is a Jenga tower. We used to play with that when we were kids. And this tower basically represents, in my sense, when I think about club quality and experience, it is like the foundation of the organization. Because no matter what we do, what campaigns we do, efforts and stuff, if we do not focus on the quality, which is basically the way I see it, this is the base of this tower here. If the foundation is not strong and firm, then the whole tower is prone to basically fail and crumble. And we don't want this to happen. So this is why club quality, that is the members' experience, which are both entangled together to ensure that your club members will basically flourish, it will nurture their experience, and they'll stay in the club. This is essential to ensure that the whole tower, the whole structure, you see it as a club, hence the area, the division, the district, and the organization will stay firm and sturdy. And we're going to basically tackle about how can we, as club officers and members, ensure that we elevate the club quality and our members' experience. So the first thing is, you know their why. And this is one of the things, sometimes we get carried away with our duties, responsibilities, especially those who have been veteran members for a while. We do not have this kind of dialogue with these, especially new members who come and join. And sometimes existing members, what is their why they've joined? We get carried away by talking about sometimes jargon, what is the organization about, what it has to offer, things that are not personalized to them. And they need to have that kind of personal interaction, why they want to be a part of this organization, what's in it for them, why they even approach us, because they never come to you unless they need something to be added to their life, some kind of a value to them, be it personal, be it professional, just knowing people. It can be different from one person to another. If I go around and ask the crowd here, everyone will have a different narrative, right? Because we all join for a different reason. And we all stayed for a different reason as well. And mind you, this why always goes through a metamorphosis, like it transforms over the years. Like I'm a different person now than 2005. So my why is completely different than my why today. And this is very important. We have also to revisit the whys of our existing members because we take it for granted. Okay, they join, they renew, that means they're happy, they're fine. But do we have this kind of conversation? If everything is fine, are we up to your expectations? They're not showing up to the club meetings. Maybe there's a reason for that. And sometimes we do not have this kind of interpersonal interaction with the members to know them more at the ground level, what is actually important to them, and has it basically changed over the years for the new members and also to the existing members. And there are multiple tools to do that. One of them is basically the member interest survey. Probably you've seen it, probably you haven't. And maybe you've seen it and we never use it. And this is one of the things that we see, that we have a lot of tools sometimes, but we don't tend to use them sometimes. We don't have time for that. We don't think it's important. Maybe members will not basically have interest in that, but give it a try, give it a shot. You might be surprised. And if you ask me who should fill it, send it to everyone in the club. Send it to the existing members, the new members, because there's a trend sometimes you send this to the new members who just want to join to get more idea about them. And we basically, I wouldn't say ignore the rest, we do forget about them because, yeah, we know them, they've been a member for a while. Send it to everyone, send it by mail to everyone. And once I did it that last year, I was surprised. I got some feedback from existing members who wanted some things to be changed that we were not aware about as the executive committee. So why harm? What's the harm in that? Share it with everyone. So it's not restricted to new members only. And veteran members will give you some insight and some feedback on some of the things that might be not in our not basically pay attention to, or been basically ignored for a while for one reason or the other. And later on, we can, as executive committee, you can sit around and discuss with the executive members. Maybe we should address this issue. This will give you like a guiding compass, especially for the VP educations here. Maybe you should get this proper mentor, a member who has certain interests, for example, certain hobbies. Maybe this person will be much more suitable to work with this kind of mentor, this kind of mentee-mentor relationship. It's not rocket science. I mean, it's not like a rule, but it gives you an idea. Because this is the first icebreaker, let's put it that way, before they do the real icebreaker, to know exactly what are their interests and to know more about these members, all right? And you can also repeat it and repeat the assessment as much as you need it. And of course, if a member with assigned mentor refills a survey, okay, share the results with the mentor. If, of course, you take the permission, of course, it's not like secret, but always take the permission of the mentor-mentees, because sometimes people can get sensitive about it. They want to share something in discretion. Always pay attention to the discretion of the members. In the corporate words, now I'm not going to ask our club director how many corporate clubs we have, but I know we have a number of corporate clubs in the districts. We have universities, we have maybe corporates and companies, and this is a different culture, I know, especially when you have a newly chartered corporate club, because there are a lot of restrictions. So maybe you not be able to talk to the organizing committee or to the management team, right? So for a newly chartered corporate, this might be a good tool just to hand it out to for example, to the HR to know more about the members who's going to join. Again, interest. If they allow outside mentors from the corporate, maybe you can find out who are the good candidates for their mentors. If they allow outside mentors, because some corporates will not allow outsiders to join. It has to be restricted within the organization itself. But just to approach the HR department, and they can use it as well as a tool to check to assess the members' needs. Maybe these members are not more interested. Probably it's time to basically find other new members to the corporate. It will give us like a guiding signs or where we are at the moment and how we can take it forward. And it will engage and involve the HR in the process. They feel important, they feel empowered and engage in the process. So this could be also a very good tool if you want to incorporate it within the corporate culture, if the system allows you to do that. But it's worth exploring. Another important thing, of course, is a well-established mentoring program. We know about it, but sometimes we get challenges. We don't have enough members, I know. We have a lot of new members. We don't have sufficient number of mentors to basically mentor the members. These are the kind of challenges I know that all of us basically are facing nowadays. But it doesn't basically remove the fact that an effective mentorship program is crucial because every member, even veteran members, would benefit from a mentoring program. And always ask them, because you might be surprised. Yes, I want to have a mentor. I also have a mentor now because I'm doing my role, for example, for the first time. So I've never done this RA before. So I have a mentor for myself. And the same applies to any member as well. So even as you go progress throughout the years, it doesn't matter for how long you've been a member. Mentorship is an important thing because we get more skills, more interactions, more insights, regardless of whatever role and whatever position you are within the organization and your membership journey. All right. And it's very important in order to ensure a healthy start, especially for new members, is to assign mentors to new members as soon as possible. So once you have a new member, immediately have to try to structure a program within the club that you have a mentor assigned to the new mentees to have the ball rolling and to understand what is the role, what are the duties, and basically to enjoy and cherish the journey as early as possible. And we have this wonderful module. I know that because the other day I was in the district council meeting and the district PQD announced that they're going to be as well, I think a pool of mentors as well is going to be maybe available to the different clubs. And another good thing is this is one of the successful club series. And if you haven't heard already, Pathways is going through under a lot of updates, and those who are working on levels 3, 4, and 5, they will have to do some of these modules. The good old modules we used to have as mandatory back in the good old days with the legacy program now is going to be part of that. And this module, mentoring program, is one of the modules of the successful club series that might be also a requirement. So this can be utilized in your club meetings. So you introduce your members to the mentoring program. And another important tool is the Pathways mentoring program. So look for members who finish level 2. Let them finish their Pathways mentoring program. 6-month engagement with the members, and this is how you build your own pool of mentors within the club. So there are many resources, many tools within the club itself, from the district, that you can utilize in order to enrich your members' experience. And there are also many tools that are available on the website. It depends on the club's budget as well. If you can afford get the mentor pin, get the Pathways mentor, or just make it a digital certificate. It doesn't have to be all in paper. You can always create things. Now we have all these different, wonderful, fabulous free tools on the website where you can create your own digital material with, of course, abiding by the branding guidelines. And you can always acknowledge and celebrate members' achievements, and also share the mentor-mentor relationship, even the club meetings. So members are empowered to take on this journey and start being part of the mentoring program. Now they are members. They are basically assigned a mentor. Next is they have to be oriented. And trust me, nothing beats one-to-one orientation onboarding. Many clubs, many areas, they do as a high-scale mentorship orientation or onboarding program. But from my own personal experience, nothing beats one-to-one orientation, because this is an interaction between one member to another within this club, within this environment. And nobody knows the club better than this member who's going to basically, your mentor, who's going to basically give you the orientation and onboarding program, correct? So this will give you all the insights, the outside of the club, the dynamics of the club, the history of the club, the people of the club, and who knows it better than your mentor? Nobody knows it better than your mentor. But of course, if it's applied at the higher scale, no harm in that. You can have it on an online, hybrid mode, whatever mode you find it suitable. And as I said, do not wait for your area division to have your orientation session plan and execute as soon as possible. If it happens at a higher scale, by all means, join that. It gives you more insights and valuable information. But do not wait. Once you have a new member assigned, have a mentor assigned, and immediately start with the orientation program. And there are a lot of tools and resources and presentations available on the website as well. Also, I think on the district website that you can utilize in order to orient your members, how to use Basecamp, how to go to pathways, how to know exactly what is the journey, what is entitled of them, different meeting roles. All of things need to be oriented and explained to the new member as soon as possible. We also had members who haven't been part of the organization for a while, who've been part of the old program, and they reinstated, so they don't know anything about pathways. They also need orientation. Look at members who haven't basically been enrolled in Pathways. Maybe they are part of the old segments who haven't been part of Pathways program. Probably they need orientation. Pull them through, engage them in the process, and maybe plan an orientation session for them at the club level. And also welcome them properly. This is one of the My Home Club induction ceremony of one of my new members. Celebrate them and welcome them to the family. It's one of, I think, in my opinion, one of the most beautiful ceremonies that can ever happen to a new member. And one of the members here, actually, she was a division director, but she's never been inducted. And she told us, I want to be inducted because I never experienced that before. So we called her on stage and we gave her a pin, and it was a very enjoyable experience. So this is one of the most rewarding experiences because the member feels is part of the clan, part of the family, is welcome and greeted. If you don't have a pin, just give them a certificate or just give them the pledge and show them your support, that you're going to support them throughout the journey. It's one of the most wonderful experiences any new member can basically experience. In terms of high quality club meeting engagement, we know this by heart, but how much and how often we do that? Break the meetings routine, plan your meetings properly and in advance, diversify the club meetings. One of the good practices in some of the clubs, they plan the themes ahead of the year. I know it's a challenge, but let's challenge ourselves and do that, because when you have all the themes at the beginning of the year, maybe it's easier to have people to take the TMOD, because it's better to shuffle these roles among the members. Invite guest speakers. Now we have the hybrid platform. You can invite guests from everywhere, not only within your country, within your vicinity. Anyone can be invited and basically give a keynote speech. At the club level, anything is possible. And let's try to go over redundant table topics. We've seen fabulous ideas over the years where they come up with fantastic ideas. And table topic is one of the wonderful tools whereby the guests can get idea and get a chance to speak on the platform. So get out the redundant platform and the same routine that you always do. Think out of the box. And there are plenty of ideas around. And you can always share ideas amongst your team members within the area, within the division. And sky's the limit. So try to get out of the box and try to create a different theme every time within the meetings. Avoid repetition. Try to make different phrases as much as possible as well. And very important thing is, if you have newbies, like icebreakers, always start with them. It's very important. Do not start with the experienced one. Always start with the icebreakers. It can be very intimidating. And it happened once in one of my club meetings, and they couldn't carry on. So always start with the icebreaker. Nobody told us, we saw it in practice. Start with the icebreaker speakers, or let's say the newcomers, and then you can proceed with the experienced one. And you can always share results in advance with whoever role players, because team ODs is like the MC, so they need also orientation. Sometimes we just give them the role. Yes, you are the Toastmaster of the day next time, or you are the timer, and they don't know exactly what they have to do. So try to share resources, orient them, explain to them their journey. Otherwise, you feel intimidated, and this will be like a pull down for them to take the roles. Invite members in person, especially those who haven't been attending. Don't send WhatsApp, call them. Always pick up the phone and call them. It makes a difference. They feel empowered, they feel important, they feel respected. And don't call them and give them a role. Just call them to come. We just want to see you. We want you to have you there, and don't give them a role. If they come and they volunteer, then it's fine. But don't pick the phone. Yeah, we haven't seen you in months. And can you be, for example, the evaluator? Do not do that mistake. You'll never see them for the next 6 months, if not 2 years. So just make them welcome, make them feel that they are basically greeted, and always make it an impersonal, a personal touch, because nothing beats a phone call and a personal touch, and showing that you basically care and respect them, to put it that way. And also you have the veteran members, keep them busy, make them involved in committees, ask them to be mentors, conduct these different educational sessions, utilize their knowledge and experiences. They feel empowered, they feel important. Because sometimes, especially those who become distinguished Toastmasters, they always say we get the DTMs and they forget about us, right? Involve them, bring them, invite them, even to different club meetings, not only to your club, different club meetings, keep them engaged. They'll feel empowered and they will stay, and they will enrich the experience of different members around the districts. If you have the possibility for a hybrid, fine. If you don't have it, then unfortunately it's not possible. But some clubs, they have a hybrid setup whereby some members are relocated or they need to travel. So they're not deprived the opportunity to be part of the club and be part of the meetings. So some clubs, they do that. If members are basically traveling, they provide a facility for a hybrid setup whereby they are engaged and basically invited to attend the club meeting or take a role or just be part of the clan. They feel empowered, they feel important. Oh, that they left to another country, that's fine. Maybe they're going to renew, not going to renew. Ask them, how about your time difference? How about your time zones, for example? How we can accommodate for your needs? This will mean the world to them. Always accommodate your members, because you never know, they might stay with you even in the hybrid setup if your club provides this opportunity. And badges and members, it can be simple stuff. You don't have to go for the expensive stuff. It gives this professional look because first impressions count. So you have like these stands, who's the timer, who's the, for example, Grammy. It gives a very engaging and a very professional look and feel of the club meeting. So just have these small ideas and small gadgets that you can use as well during the club meeting. It will elevate the club image in front of the guests, and even the members will feel more engaged and more important. I'm the general evaluator today. I'm speaker number one. I'm evaluator number one. This might sound not that important to some of you, but to other members, it means the world. So it gives them importance and appreciation. So these details really matter. So keep attention to details. If you have your club banner, this is your marketeer. Show it with pride. If you have all these ribbons, display them with pride as well. And some as well, maybe they can show it as a digital format. You can use whatever format you find suitable, but if you have it available, always have it there. I call it the silent salesman, our banner, because it speaks for our achievements, accolades over the years, especially when you have a banner with all these wonderful ribbons. It speaks of the club's legacy and achievements over the years. Evaluation. You might think this is not important, but for me, it's very important because evaluation is the heart of the program. This is the essence of the program. And frankly speaking, my home club have lost members to poor evaluations. It's very crucial to make sure that evaluations are basically take a very important importance when it comes to orientation and who basically does the job. Conduct workshop on constructive, effective evaluation, and make sure you evaluate to motivate, because sometimes some people take it personal. So you have to know the member in advance, maybe get to know them more, have this dialogue between the mentor and mentee before the meeting. Not that they share their speech, no, at least to know exactly where they come from. This will break the ice. And after the meeting as well, the evaluator talks to the member who's been evaluated. How did you find the evaluation? If there are any misunderstanding, immediately you can take it back, because I'm telling you, we've lost members because of poor evaluation, and sometimes from simple things that were not basically in our minds. But these details are very important. And also break the routine. You can also have panel evaluations if you don't have sufficient number of evaluators. You can always be creative, and this really works fine. How about connections outside the club environment? This is very important because high quality clubs pay attention to what happens in the club and what happens in between the club meetings. All right. So go out for a cup of coffee, maybe an outing. Forget about your DCP points or whatever roles. Just know the members, because in a club meeting, it's just like a marathon, right? Do the roles, a 5-minute or 10-minute break. You don't have time to mingle. Just have this discussion dialogue. It really makes a lot of difference. It builds camaraderie and kind of a family atmosphere. This is my gang, this is my clan, all right? And always celebrate their achievements, big or small. So whatever achievement they have, always announce at the club meeting. They finished a level, they finished a path, they got a promotion. It just can be announcement. It doesn't have to be a trophy or a ribbon. you can be creative. You can send an email. And if you send an email to the member, copy everyone, because this will basically empower the other members to know exactly about the member's achievement, and it will basically build the momentum for others to follow their footsteps. So celebrate their achievements, big or small. You can have a small ceremony as well. Certificates are available. You can have it physical. You can celebrate. You can send them digital certificates. Again, sky's the limit. Back in the days when I first joined, we didn't have these tools. We had to do everything in print. But now it's easier, right? You can create these wonderful, even much more fancier certificates. Send it by email, share it in a WhatsApp group, and do not wait for the announcement from the district. You celebrate your club members first. This is your club member. You start with your club. You celebrate them before anyone else. And don't wait for the poster that comes from the district office. Start with your club members, because these are your members. You have to celebrate them before anyone else. Keep it as a competition between you and the district. So this is how it should be done. These are available if you have budget for that, because we don't have budget for that, fine. You can always take a picture and have it on a certificate, and also share to the members. If you can have it ordered and supply to your members, that's also a very important, a very nice gadget to have. And one of the new things that we're doing now in my home club to share an experience, this is where leaders are made. We started this year to give it to any new member, to any guest, basically, who attempts at table topics. And you have no idea what kind of magic is doing. I mean, we just tried it, and they're so happy, you know. They keep on coming, and we had also members joining because of this small ribbon where leaders are made. They felt so empowered because we gave them appreciation. They found it as a big deal, you know. So these small things that you might think is not that important, it makes a lot of difference. You don't have the ribbon, you can make a certificate. Thank you so much for your participation. Or you take their for example, their contact details. Send them a thank you note the next day by email, an appreciation. Greet them and welcome. Follow up with them. These kind of things will, as I said, will build this retention relationship from the beginning, first impressions. Because once they join, I know this is the club that basically values people, its members, and I would like to stay with this group because they will always appreciate me. So are there any tools to assess the club quality? I'll be upset if you don't know what the answer to that. Okay, moments of truth. Thank you so much for someone to answer the question. Yes, moments of truth is, for me, I see if this is a book, these are the chapters of the moments of truth. And this basically is a step-by-step guide on how to assess a quality club. It has all the tools and elements. It's like the ISO guide. You know, when you have an ISO specifications, you have to check mark, oh, do we do this? Do we do that? Because dashboard doesn't tell you anything. Numbers do not tell you anything. This is what happens in the ground reality. And this, you get the feedback from the members themselves. This is why it's called moments of truth. They open up and they share their opinions. And the thing is, okay, we do the moments of truth, then what's next? We've done the session. It's what we do after that. Do we basically share the report with the members? Do we discuss it with the executive committee? Are we going to take actions regarding the input and feedback from the members? It's not about doing the moments of truth. It's what we do next after the moments of truth. What implementation is going to be done? What change do we have to implement? So we have to discuss the plans for the action, and ideally to reassess and do a follow-up moment of truth in 5 to 6 months if possible. So this is the ideal format to see where we were and how we basically improve. This is the only validation, in my opinion, to validate a high-quality club. I think this is the only official and valid validation tool to validate a high-quality club, and that is the moment of truth. And always, whatever you do, fellow friends and members, always think of that. Is it our goals or their goals? Is it me or is it them? Whenever you plan anything at the club level and higher, always think of the members' interests as well. Not my goals. Yes, I want to add this, push this member to add this, for example, award because I want to get this point in DCP. And I know they're not ready, for example. You have to give them, this basic pushes the members away. You have to understand the members, their needs, and accommodate their needs before anything else. So is it our goals or their goals? So always think of the members first. The club's focus should be always on the members, nothing else. Everything will fall in place. So you have to achieve your accolades. We don't say do not achieve accolades and achievements, but do it for the right reasons, not at the expense of the members. because this will be a reason for them to leave. They will not stay. Okay? And let go of status and ego. This is very important. It's always about them, not us. All right? So always change your mindset from me to we as a group. This is very important. Once we have this mindset, trust me, magic will happen. Because we think of the clan, we think of the group. Yes, maybe we should wait. Maybe we shouldn't do this step now. Probably we can do it next year. The members are fine and satisfied. Focus on your goals, plan strategically well. If this member is not ready, maybe I should think of plan B and plan C, all right? But you have always a strategy at the beginning, at the club, area, division, and even district level. This is how you achieve your goal. But it always begins within the club, because if clubs work well and the quality is high, then everything will fall in place. So it takes energy, creativity, my friends, and teamwork in order to achieve the members' needs. Club needs new members to grow, as I agree, but the true quotient for a quality club and a strength is in existing members. This is why we need retention, right? This is like a wagon that drives the clubs towards success. Because if we lose the members, the existing members, then basically, and we do not fulfill their members' expectations, then most likely the members will not stay. And always dig for reasons why they're not joining, why they're not coming. Ask them the right questions and always reach out to them. And I always like to use this quote from Walt Disney that says, do what you do so well that they will want to see it again and they'll bring their friends to see it. So if your clubs are doing things very well, they'll invite members to come and guests to come. Many times we had guests bringing guests as well. They might not join, but maybe other guests will join. So do the things right and for the right reasons, and magic will happen. So instead of having one happy face in your club among the crowd, let's work hard in order to have all of them happy, and only one. Maybe eventually this sad face will become happy in the end. So enjoy your journey. I hope you a fruitful journey in retaining your member and elevating your members' experience and the quality of club meetings, because trust me, nothing beats a high quality club meeting. For me, my club is like my family. I have very stressful days. I just wait for those 2 Tuesdays just to vent out and meet my friends, just to change my routine, change my mood, and learn something new. Because for me, it's like my family. And this is why I've been a member for 20 years, because of the members' experience I have and the value I have within my home club. And I hope all of you are having the same experience, the same I have. Thank you so much for this opportunity, District 105. And if you have any questions, I'm more than happy to address them. Let me stop sharing my screen. Yeah. Silence is basically risky. All right. I see a hand. All right. Fuad? Yes. Hi, Fuad. How are you?
Hi, how are you, Ruba? Thank you for this amazing keynote. I really enjoyed it. Even I'm working in 2 laptops, so I can just attend this amazing session. I just have a simple question. You mentioned
Yes.
something that you've been a member for 20 years, so you're feeling
Yes.
like it's like your family. This is very important for all of us. But my question, how did you build this structure for years? Because there are members coming again and again, and it will be like stressful years, and it will be someone traveling, someone is like,
Yeah.
family and so on. So how we can build this so we can have a lot of consistency? That's my question.
Oh,
Thank you.
okay. Okay, in order to I'll rephrase your questions in order to make sure that I understood it well. So basically, how we managed to maintain our membership over the years, despite the challenges we have, with our personal. Okay, this is what I said about this camaraderie. There are members in my club who are before me, like 25 years as well, 24 years. This December will be 24 years, my home club. And there's still members, charter members who are part of the club, and they still attend the club meeting. You see, when you start on the right foot and you build these kind of friendships, it's like a family, Okay, I'm traveling, I'll fill in for you, for example. And there's no competition between us. It's because we are just like brothers and sisters. We help each other because we're there to support each other. And this is the essence of the whole our whole membership, right? And sometimes it's a bit challenged because there are times I can tell you where we had very low years. I remember when I first joined, my club was going down the drain. We only had, I think, 10 members, 5 only showed up. And I was given the VP education, and I didn't know what the VP education was. You told me it's easy, you just take the roles, all these things. Nobody tells you exactly what it is. And the club was basically going through rough times. And maybe I told the story before to many times in previous occasions. But anyway, mostly it was me and another member who were basically the experienced members, and everyone else was new, right? So me and this member, we had a bargain. Okay, she said, I'll be the president, you be the education the following year, and we'll make sure we onboard the members and we get new members. We'll work hard and we try to get at least the existing members. And next year, if it works with the elections, of course, the club elections, we cannot basically sabotage that. But if you win, you'll be the president, I'll be the education, and we'll try again. And we made it president distinguished for 2 consecutive years. And we are president distinguished since ever. And this has been going on for 15 years and so. Because of this kind of agreement. And now even now I've been away because I took some district leadership roles. I'm back as a club officer now. I was a VP membership last year and a VP education because the club is going through a phase. Now we have lots of new members, and now I'm needed for my club. So my club needs me now. This is much more important. And this kind of ownership, let's put it that way, this kind of responsibility we have to our club, this comes with over years, Fuad, with trust, with friendship, because I wouldn't like to see my club exactly not doing well. I wouldn't allow that, because it is my family. So we have to step in and help. So even if I travel, okay, I fill in for this person's absence, that's fine. It's okay. We can manage for 2 or 3 months. It's fine. It's a matter of ownership and respect and friendship among the members. It takes time to build, but once it's built, it's hard to break. Trust me. And I'm telling you from experience, it's like a rock, you can never destroy that. And I'm so happy, I'm cherished because I have this experience myself in my home club. And I hope all of you enjoy that, really. It's worth the effort at the beginning, but it means a lot to everyone. I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, it's amazing answer. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I think, Jamandas, you have a question. I see your hands up.
Hi, Rabia.
Hello, how are you?
Good. I got most of my answers to your just now you spoke out. But what I have seen that it is very difficult to retain the members who are 6 months or 1 year old.
Yeah.
Because here the VPE if doesn't play the part, and if the VPE doesn't give the proper roles to the new members or this, because senior members are taken for the granted that okay, they will bring the quality of the club, but at the expense of the new members who are not being given the roles. So what I suggest, how you think that VPE should help to make sure that new members are getting the proper roles of proper guidance.
Okay, again, to rephrase, you mean that most of the roles are given to the veteran members and the new members are not getting a chance to take new roles? Is that your question?
Yes.
All right. There has to be some kind of an understanding between the executive committee. So you have to basically have like a pool of different, this is why I said you shuffle the roles. So everyone takes a chance. So for example, we have this Excel sheet, you can say. So who's going to be the speakers this month? So you assign like a table. This way, nobody feels neglected, let's put it that way. Because what happens is we call for the roles at the end, so, and we assign, okay, he's going to be a general evaluator, there's always a Toastmaster of the day. And this basically builds redundancy, right? And people need to see new faces. And how are you going to basically train the new members if they don't take the roles? They have to start doing that, correct? So this is something that you have to discuss with the executive committee, with the president and the other executive committee members, and also the members have an open discussion that you have to have different roles. And it's part of the moments of truth as well. Do you have a variety of roles? Do you have a variety of meetings? This has to be open to discussion. And this is how we basically onboard them. Maybe these veteran members can be mentoring these new members on how to become a good evaluator or a good general evaluator or a good team lead. Involve them in a different way so everyone feels involved. Just an idea. But you have to have a discussion.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
I hope I answered your question to some degree. It's a long topic, I know, and it differs from one club to another club, depends on the dynamics and the and the kind of relation between the members. It can be sometimes tricky, I understand, but you must have the kind of open discussions and find a way where everyone is accommodated for as much as possible.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Do you have time for more questions? I think the red light is there. That means the timer is telling me I have to stop. All right. So, Mr. CGD, you are the boss. Okay. All right. Anyway, you know how to reach me. If you have any questions, you can also reach the district team. You have experts here. You have the club co-director, the PQD, district director, and your fellow members. And trust me, sometimes the best advice I got from my fellow members. We all have something to share. All of us come from different backgrounds. Everyone has something important to share. Reach out to anyone. And this is very important. Don't look for the titles. Look for the camaraderie and the friendship. This is very important. And this is what I value. Guys, what is the value for me in Toastmasters? You people, the friends I have here. Thank you so much. Over to our fabulous MC, Pushpa.
Thank you so much, DTM Rania, for that engaging and a power-packed session. We are all enlightened with, how to retain the members. With that said, I would like to now call upon our leader, Division B Director, TM Nader Ladi, for the vote of thanks. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Master of Ceremony, Toastmaster Pushpa. Good evening, everyone. May I audible? Can you hear me?
Evening.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. First, I would like to thank you all for being a part of today's education session. It has been a wonderful learning experience, and I am sure that we all taking back valuable lessons and ideas. A very special thanks goes to DTM Rania for her inspiring session. The way you shared your knowledge, experience, and guidance has truly made a difference for all of us. Your passion of education and giving your time is deeply appreciated. I would like also to thank the organizers for putting everything together so smoothly, and to all participants for your action and active involvement and support. Together, we have made this session meaningful and successful. Thank you once again, and let us continue to learn, grow, and support each other.